Looks like we're live. Excellent. Well, okay. What am I doing besides going crazy? Hey, that's working pretty good. Okay. I'm going to take that just because I'm taking it. How many drones do I have? I have 7. Gonna upgrade that one. Do wish the drone system would tell you how many tier 1s and how many tier 2s. Toxins all around. Because I know there's at least one more tier 1 in there somewhere. I'm going off memory here, and that's dangerous. See if that will. Oh, no, you better go the right way. Yes, I'm on. Good morning, Shaman. Being as the new DLC comes out next Monday, and we're going to be doing a stream Monday night when it comes out, I wanted to get in here and do all I could on the early beta before that. So I'm on. Felt like streaming. Here we are. And right now I'm just trying to update all my drones to tier 2s. And how have you been? Let me, that's going to be 2 sulfur and a iridium. Sulfur, sulfur, sulfur. Where did we put it? 2 sulfurs. And the iridium is back here. Oh, well, thank you. That's rather kind of you. My wife walked in here and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm fixing to stream." She said, "What time?" I said, 8. She said, "You know, it's almost 8. Yeah. Now, what was I doing before I was overcome by a bout of humility? That was very nice of you to say. Thank you very much. I probably needed that more than I will let on. Now, I don't know how Country Lady feels about this, but I'll be back here Saturday morning. I've been meh. The cold weather has been jacking my knees big time. Yeah, Monday morning, I do believe the low when I rolled out of bed was 37. You know, so trust me, I get it. All of them are still tier 2s. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all we've got. Yeah, I was telling my wife last night. I was talking about my feet aching. My feet were just an achy mess. Felt like they were a little bit swelled. And I said, "I'm fixing to do something I don't usually do." And she said, "What's that?" I said, "I'm fixing to put icy hot roll on my feet." She said, "No, you don't do that very often." Yes, my voice is a bit low. Let me turn it up. Well, there's that. And did the icy hot help? Yes, it did. Is that better? And you should complain. And that's a problem that I've had that drives me a little bit nuts all the time. And I've got it up as far as I can go. Is this that I'm saying right now better? Or is this better? Because I've changed a setting in Discord. Yep, you need to talk so I can tell. Good. The only bad thing about that is that I've got a printer cleaning behind me, and you might be able to hear it at some point in time. Test, 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 test. Well, it's still testing good. First was way better. Okay, that's what I needed to know. But yeah, I was an achy mess yesterday. It was not fun. So trust me, I get it. I will say that Icy Hot does me reasonably well. It's cheap and it's got more menthol in it than any of the rest of them do. There's rocket engines, and I'm going to go see if I can make 3 more of those. So that's going to be 3 more of those and 6 of these. Circuit boards. 1, 2, 3. So I am unfortunately well aware of that. Does Icy Hot have ibuprofen in it? Not. I don't know. I don't remember seeing it. However, I know a way that I can find out. All I got to do is walk out, grab the bottle, and read on it. Well, this is Walmart's version of Icy Hot. Active ingredient is menthol. Inactive ingredient, capsaicin, glycerin, isopropyl, mesarate, propylene glycol, purified water, I can't even pronounce that word. No, it does not have ibuprofen in it. All right, where was I? Ah, here I was. And now YouTube's giving me an error. Oh, that still looks okay to me. Now, back to what I was doing. Oh, you've got to make explosive powder, dummy. I really do hate that YouTube will sometimes, rather than live chat, it wants top chat, which makes me think of the cartoon Top Cat. Why? 'Cause I'm just weird. I might try that then. I can't have ibuprofen or NSAIDs. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. No, I have to say, I stood and looked at all of the rub-on, roll-on things that you could get at the store, and there were some that were really, really expensive that didn't have as much menthol in it as Walmart's own brand of Icy Hot. Oh, I just made tier 1s. Well, that's okay too. Now we have 10. But that makes me unhappy. I can't believe I just made the wrong thing. Yeah, it's my whacked out brain, which reminds me of where did you get this brain? Abby someone. Abby someone. Abby who? Abby Normal. Oh. All right. Pick that back up. Pick that back up. Pick that back up. Come on. Circuit board. And I'm going to leave that there. Yeah, and I get the Toxicity song stuck in my head. I mean, not that that's a bad thing. I can think of worse things to, you know, ruminate upon. And I've got all tier 2 drones. Okay, now I can go do what I wanted to go do in the first place. Country Lady and I were in here Monday night and went to an industrial area that we've still got some stuff to clean, but for the most part is clean. And then if you keep going back that way, and I'll even show you, if you keep going back that way, once you get into it, you got a couple of hundred things to clean. Yeah, 202. Ah! What in the world did I do? I have to say, though, speaking of Top Cat, I didn't see Top Cat. You know, that was about the time that I was born. I saw Top Cat in reruns. And this is a prison that I am in. And you had to get keys and other such stuff. Now, let me see. Did I leave anything in there? Yes, I did. And that had a key in it. The only good thing about all this is we've set up stuff around transporters, and now we can get from one place to the other without any problems. Come on. Why aren't you? That's what I wanted. And we dropped quite frankly, the DLC might let us go on with what we're doing. I'm not sure. But what we were going to do was start from the toxic planet and build up from there. Because we've done all the other planets and or that was our plan now. Now this, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's definitely a door, but there's no keys. And then there's a door here that needs 3 keys, and we don't have any more keys. I even got 2 other keys from other planets, of which I'm fixing to go back and see if I can do the same thing. Because if I can get 3 keys and I can get through that door, we'll be dollars ahead and better fed. But that's the dining room for the prison, blah, blah, blah. And yes, it's coming down. Yay! And I can't build anything any closer because there's still toxins in here. Once I get the toxins out of here, I can build something closer and it'll be that much better. And I got to credit Country Lady. Couldn't have got this far without her. Let's do that. Then do that. I have to ask what saying. The bad thing about getting keys from here is the fact that it's going to take 10 minutes to do it. Key. Oh gosh, I've heard my dad say that forever. But that was my dad. He always had a saying of some kind. And I've had people accuse me of the same thing. I had a lot of people in the military that said, "Do you have a saying for everything?" Well, maybe. Yeah, yesterday for Veterans Day, I posted something in Threads that said my most notable accomplishment as an airman was the 11th or 12th of August of 1990. Because I was on the plane. We went from Shaw Air Force Base to Frankfurt, Germany, and in Frankfurt we got off the plane at 2 o'clock in the morning and got back on at 5. And they call roll before you get on the plane because missing troop movement is bad, bad, bad. Don't do that. And, you know, they called my name. And my last name, as you know, is Massengill, which is a woman's feminine hygiene product. And somebody in the bunch of troops that were standing around said, "Isn't that a disposable douche?" I didn't even look up to see who they were. Don't know who said it. I looked like a raccoon. My eyes were like, my eyes were like saucers. It was awful. I'd been up most of the day before. And as I was walking onto the plane, I said, "You're damn right it's disposable. Who the hell would want to keep it?" Of which, we needed that laugh. For as much as I hated getting bothered about my name, there were times we needed a laugh, and that was the time. Because we didn't know what we were flying into. Uh, you know, gosh, the day before that, what? I went through a mobility line. I said goodbye to my wife. I saw the first real chemical gear I had ever seen other than training gear. And what you're supposed to do is when you get the real deal stuff, it's all packaged and sealed and everything. You got to check every package for the expiration date. And I opened that chem bag up and laid it at my feet, and I looked into it, and I thought I was just going to find regular old chem gear, sitting in there. Didn't think anything of it. I'd done it in training a million times, and all of a sudden I saw all the sealed boxes, and one of my good friends was picking up each box and checking it and putting it in the seat beside him, and all I could say was, oh shit. Oh shit, that was all that came out of my mouth for 3 or 4 minutes. And then I finally snapped out of it and started checking my bag. Oh, those 2 days were just a blur. And somebody asked me in threads, said, was it 130 degrees in the middle of the night when you got there? I said, no. I got there on the 12th of August at high noon. We stepped off of a C-5 aircraft. Somebody put a gallon jug of water in my hand. And I remember Frank, he worked in the welding shop, or metals technology was what they were calling it at the time. And he said, drink it fast, it gets hot quick. And it was just blazing. My first 3 days in the desert, hell, I went through dehydration. I had a senior master sergeant look at me and said, Johnny, are you all right? I said, yeah, I'm fine, Chief. And he looked at me and he said, are you sure? I said, yeah, I'm great. I felt wonderful. He said, no, get your ass up, get over to sick bay. What I didn't realize, I had been laying on a concrete pad out in front of a hangar. We were all sitting there, 35 or 40 of us, milling around. I'm talking, this was day 2. And all of a sudden, when I got up, somebody told me when I came back, said, you were laying there, said, when you got up, there was an outline of your body of how much you were sweating. And said, that's why he made you go to sick bay. I went, no, I felt great. They did look at me and go, yeah, you're dehydrated. Okay, I'll play your silly game. Fun times. Oh, and there's 2 more keys that I put in there. Woohoo! Now I've just got to make sure that I don't put them right back in there. I'm going to keep that. Yeah, the first 2 days in the desert were just a blur. I can just barely remember it. It was different. It was just crazy. And what I should really do is write it all down before I forget it, because I have forgotten some of it, But those first weeks in the desert were just a blur. We were setting up tents. We slept in what is called a Tab V. It's a revetment that you build that will hold 4 aircraft going out of each side of it. It's like an H. You got 2 aircraft on each side, and then you have a maintenance bay in the middle of it. You have rooms going, like if you were going east and west to get to the aircraft, north and south in the maintenance bay, they had other rooms in there. I slept in my maintenance bay for probably a week or more. Wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, F-16, running up. F-16 has a scream to it that's like nothing you've ever heard before. I've got bad hearing because of that jet. It's just, uh, yeah, it was bad, and we were with, you know, gosh, my shop had, we sent 2/3 of my shop, and my shop had right at 100 people in it, you know, at the time, and it was just crazy. I remember when the chow hall opened, we had powdered eggs for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we're happy to have them because it kept us from eating MREs. And MREs, at first, you open the box up and you'd look at them and go, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. There were a couple that were firm. I didn't eat it the whole 7 months we were there. Salisbury steak was a little bitty dehydrated meat patty. And you're supposed to have water to rehydrate them. I worked on all different kinds of equipment, so we had some way to heat what we were eating most of the time. But, you know, they didn't bother me to eat them cold. I don't know why. I drive my wife nuts. I can drink and eat cold food, and she just goes, ugh, how do you do that? But, yeah, by the end, Salisbury steak, I wouldn't even touch it when we first got there. And by the end of it, I was eating them dry without reconstituting them because, you know, it's just what you got used to. Gosh, after I came back, we bought MREs in the commissary one day. And I had talked about the cakes inside of them. They had cherry cake or chocolate cake or whatever in them in a freeze-dried pack. And the cherry ones were particularly good. And I cut one of them in half and gave my ex-wife and my son a little bit. He was 8, 12, 10, somewhere. Split their half into two, gave them each a piece. And I was sitting there eating half of it like it was just nothing. And Mary looked at me and she went, no, I just can't eat that. She said, it's just not good. Christopher, his piece went in and out of his mouth in the same motion. I don't know how he did it. And I was sitting there eating it like this was the best thing on earth, you know. It was. I looked at him and I said, don't go in the Air Force because, you know, don't go in the military and get deployed. You'll be starving. What did he do? Went in the Air Force, crossed over the National Guard. He's a master sergeant. You know, couldn't be more proud of him. He was a good kid though. But the funny stuff you think about. Oh, I think I've bored poor Shaman to tears. Probably not. I hope you're doing something to get your knees straightened out. My knees don't particularly hurt. It's my hips and feet that bother me. Some of them aren't bad. Some of them are just terrible. They had ham with scrambled eggs, and it would have been, if they'd have had a packet of eggs and a packet of ham, this was the 1990-91 time frame, which were packaged in the 80s at some point in time, it wouldn't have been so bad. But they had the ham and the eggs all in one package mixed together. It was wholly, truly disgusting. Probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I never ate it. Good morning, Darlene. Hope you're doing well. Why am I inside of that? Why? Now, fly, fly, fly like a bird, far, far away. I inherited my dad's craptacular knees and spine and then added fibromyalgia into the mix. I understand that. I often think I should get evaluated for fibromyalgia because I have, have some generalized pain that's just just awful. Just, ugh, you know. All of that for this. Oh, well, I'm glad I brought all of them. Yes, my hips are hurting too, buddy. I get that, and I wish I didn't. Spacesuit Kanto and Spacesuit Sifo. Yeah, I have a case of stenosis myself. Fun. I wouldn't wish that pain on my worst enemy. Is that where we came in? Looks like it could be. Yes, this is where we came in. Aha. You guys didn't see me come in that way, but yeah, that's the thing about getting with a doctor that knows their backside from a hole in the ground. I was having foot trouble while I was in the military, and I went, and the doctor that I went to looked at me and said, I really don't see anything wrong. You know, boy, I don't know where that goes or where it even is thinking about going. Okay, there's that. That's the cell block, so that tells me. That's where I came in at, and yes. Yep. I don't know that I've got any disc fractures. That's probably the one thing I don't have wrong with my back. But I do have, a heck of a lot of collapsed disc and all kinds of fun stuff. Oh, I'm getting ready to die, and I don't have any oxygen. And I did not get into the oxygen. This will send me all the way back to the other side of the world. Not that it's that bad, but yeah, I know. Tell me something I didn't know. I don't know why I was so blessed, or you, or Darlene, any of us, Yeah, I'm dying. And I don't lose anything in this game when I die, so. let's do something different here. I'm going to dump a bunch of stuff. While that's taking its while to now, I don't know that I've ever fractured my back, but I've done about everything else to it that, you know. And I can honestly say, being around, you know, Amps group and everything, you know, I thought I was the only one. I was feeling pretty sorry for myself, and it made me realize that no, there's a bunch of us out there, and we've all got problems, and that was a pretty big blessing, oddly enough. You know, just to know you're not alone. She, country lady, put that back there. I'm going to keep that. Get the feeling that there's an equipment locker someplace. My right knee is bone on bone. That's painful. My left shoulder is that way, and it's pinching a nerve. And yeah, more fun than I would care to have. Sulfur, tungsten, fuses, flour, superalloy, toxic goo, fusion cells, tree bark. Will this let me sort for... No, it will not, but that's as good a place as any for them to go. Darling, the funny thing about that, all of mine is on my left side, every bit. My right side is darn near perfect. But when I had my accident during the Gulf War, I fell on my left glute, right there where the nerve bundle goes through your glute to your leg. All right, let's demand. Hold it, going the wrong way here. Yeah, my mom has had her knee replaced. Now, back to what I was doing before I was so rudely interrupted by just dying. Let me jump in there. That way, if I die, I don't go all the way back. Whew, that storm. Holy moly. Yeah, that repetitive motion injury. I'm sure. Whoa. No, I can't fly. Why do you ask? Okay, what I want to do now, go back out here. Fly down there, through that. Oh, come on, you could have gotten up there, wimpy. Well, that door doesn't have a trigger on it any place. Tough luck, Chuck. Hey, I'll take that water. Just wanting to find some more of this goo so I can get this place cleaned off. Don't need that. Okay. On up then. No, no, no. What in the world is that? Well, I don't know. Gosh, that is so much quieter without a big storm going on. I'll take the space food. Excuse me. Nothing there. Fabric. I'll take it just because. Oh, we're having a cozy cow raid. Yay! Michelle, how are you this morning? Or it was up there for a second. Hello, lily pad. Okay, oxygen level low. Can't get out there, so now I can't go through that door. And I can't go through that door. Yeah, you caught me on a day that I wasn't really sure that I was streaming or not, and I decided that I was going to because I wanted to play some more of this game before the DLC went live. And so that's why we're here. Good morning, Hunter. How goes Planet Crafter? Well, not terrible. It's actually doing pretty good. I just wanted to get a little more in with the beta because the DLC drops next Monday, of which I'm going to be playing Monday night for about an hour and a half, probably from 7:30 to 9. Because I just wanted to see what it was all about with this, but we're actually going to start off on the planet, on this planet, when we go at it Monday night. We started this from a save we already had. Okay, did I miss somebody? Okay, I see that I did miss somebody, but I can't pronounce that. My Tennessee 6th grade high school education just ain't going there. Let's see, should I? And I'm running solo right at the moment. There's nobody here with me but me. And I'm going to make that into a dump chest. And it should take a while for it to empty out, but come on, bring me back the foods. Shenanigans. This is excellent. Holy moly. I just looked. No country lady. No, she's at work. Had I done this yesterday, she was at home. I have 164 concurrent viewers. Wow. Crazy. I scheduled this about 15 minutes before 8, and Shaman comes in and she says, "It's helped my day just hearing your voice." And then I get a cozy cow raid, and I'm going to acupuncture today, possibly to lunch with the boss, but Shenanigans has subscribed. Well, Shenanigans, I got bad news. At some point after the Toxicity DLC is done, I'm not going to be streaming any longer. I've got things going on in my personal life that I can't take the time to do what needs done, unfortunately. Right there's the goo in question. So, if you want to take back your subscription, I understand. Um, you know, 53. 50, yay! No, I will say this. The toxic update really does change the game a huge amount because it's just different. Come on, fly, fly, fly. You can't get stuck down here. Well, there's that one done. It's free to sub, no worries. We love you, Johnny, and we'll always support you. I appreciate that. And like I said, if Planet Crafter comes out with something else after the Toxicity DLC, there's good possibility I'll cover that because I just, what can I say? I like this game. It is a perfect platform for drinking coffee and talking crap. So, and stick with what you're good at. Now, I can honestly say that me streaming less has helped my shoulder, but I enjoy doing it. It's the human component. I even thought about doing a podcast, but I don't know that I've got it in me to, go that direction. Well, I just wanted you to know that, shenanigans, that is the plan going forward. I was up to 3 or 4 or 5 days a week at one point in time, and it was just crushing me. I've got arthritis in my left shoulder, and it was just, bad, bad, bad. And so I cut back, and other stuff started happening, and I made that hard decision to go a different direction. Come on. You need to fall all the way to the bottom because I don't need to. Okay. Now, I'm going to fly that. Oh. Oh, I've got stuff in that living compartment. I'm going to have to build another habitat. Okay. And you are very good at Planet Crafter. I don't know about that. I can't say that I've ever been truly good at anything. I give it a heck of a try. I understand it and it doesn't tax my brains any, so. Hold it. Why won't we put it in there? Only because it takes up most of the room inside the hab. Okay. You taught me everything I know. Shannon is an amazing streamer. She plays Planet Crafter as well and so many other games. Yeah. Oh, I wish I could, I wish I could continue on. There is a couple of games that I've seen that if I could, I would. RV There Yet just looks like it would be a heck of a lot of fun. Shaman. Be nice. Yeah, like I said, RV There Yet looks like a heck of a lot of fun. I would just love to get that game and do something with it because it just, I think if I could drag Dave and Country Lady with me, that we could have huge amounts of fun. Yeah, it just looks like fun. I've seen a couple of different people play it. I saw Dreas If the sensor readings are correct, our first candidate did not survive. He made no significant progress in terraforming his planet. Find it hard to believe that this program will ever have a success rate exceeding 10. Despite all our efforts and research, perhaps future scientific advances will help us with these poor souls sent to hell. They will only discover once they arrive with the hope of succeeding where all others have failed. Is hope ultimately always truly our ally? Why is this concept so highly valued when it makes us so oblivious to pragmatic realities? 3 new candidates have already volunteered. So this was the prison where we would have been housed at when we went to Planet Craft on Prime. Well, excellent. I don't need any of the rest of that, except maybe that. I am being nice, you dweeb. Thank you, Shaman. I haven't been called a dweeb in a long time. However, I've got to say that's a fairly dated term. There's Country Lady. Yeah, Country Lady, I was just talking badly about you. Said if I was going to continue on gaming, I would get RV there yet and drag you and Big Dave along with me, because I think we'd have an ever-loving ball. Let's take all of that and deposit as much of that as we can, taking back that. Okay, that's as far as we're going. Oh yeah, woohoo! Okay. It only burns a little bit. Yes, it does look fun. Come on, fly faster. Country Lady, I got everything cleared out in the prison. I finally found the last little bit. You don't have to be sorry that I was late. I didn't tell anybody I was streaming. I wanted to play this a couple of more times before the DLC went off. And, you know, so that's my fault. I didn't say anything. I should go get explosives. I hate to raid and run, but my laptop updated and wants to reboot, which means I'm redoing OBS. Oh, fun times. Michelle, have a good one. Thank you for raiding. Now, it won't let me build anything, but it'll let me drop a bunch of this stuff. One upgrade that Country Lady and I did the last time we played, we upgraded how fast we could clean goo, and it's made a tremendous difference. And I just cleaned that little piece of goo 4 times, and it took everything around it first. let me clean this last little blob here, and then I'm going to go and get explosives and see if I can do... Oh, there's a blob. Oh, don't go down in that ditch. Could be bad. Let's see here. Gonna keep all that. Keep that just because it's water. I'm going to walk out here and drop all of that hard stuff on the ground. And I'm going to get one of those. One of those. And two of those to make a habitat when it comes to it. Oh, explosives. I am forgetting stuff. I'm going to fly about halfway down. Oh! Well, that was a dud. What, I've got to put it right here by said goo? Come on, we at least want to give the people something to look at. Oh no, I got a little bit of goo out of that. Okay. I thought it was a total dud. Come on, fly. Gonna throw one right here. I could have also made those as tier 2s, but here we are. Ooh, yeah. Well, that's lovely looking. Oh. Well, that wasn't terrible. don't know what I'm stuck on, but I'm stuck on it. All right. This is the early beta for the new planet that they're adding on the 17th of November. And welcome to the chat, Pearl. Oh, wow. Let's see here. What can I do? Oh, come on, fly. This ain't no time not to be flying. Let's just do this. Okay. That actually really did work good. Trade space rocket. Ah. Let me consume oxygen and water and food. This game on PS5 would probably be a heck of a lot of fun. After 16 years on this planet, this extraction operation no longer has any purpose. Most of the valuable resources have been extracted from the planet, which therefore no longer has any value in its current state. As expected, the planet is no longer habitable due to consequences of extinction, so we can begin the process of evacuating the condemned. People and infrastructure that can be moved should be sent to their planet, Geron 5, to start the process over from scratch. The rest can stay. Wonder if we'll ever get a DLC that'll be of Geron 5. Oh, I see. Well, we've seen big blobs of goo underwater, so wow, that's going to be a pain in the rump. That actually worked reasonably good. I'm not unhappy about that. Now, all right. There was that one. That's got some pretty fair stuff in it. Okay, I've got to go. Okay, I'm flying as fast as I can. Leave me alone. Yeah, I'm with you. I wonder if that's a hint to future updates. going to fly back around to the other habitat. Throw all the stuff in the dump chest. Gonna keep that. No. I want that iron. It might come in handy. Gonna need that oxygen. All right. Country lady, I have to ask, how is your day at work going? All right. Well, I've been up there, and I've got 181 out of 202 clean, so it makes me wonder if it's on the other side or if it's underwater. No, there's some right here. Come on. This is no time to be glitching. Well, that's 190. All right. I don't see anything out there. At one point in time, when you would deconstruct a door, it would put the iron in your inventory like it's doing goo right now. But then they changed it to where the iron would just drop on the ground. And quite frankly, I wish they'd do that with the goo, because it's disgusting. And the fact that you have to deal with it. I think this has got it. Yeah, this is going to be enough. Boy, that was darn near perfect timing, because it's 9:15 and I've got to go get ready for acupuncture. And I usually don't start doing that until 10, so let's go home and see what it all says. We've got 24 of 30, 70% of the planet. Hold on. I'm going to go find one more place, because the dam area I remember we cleared this because we had the devil of the time finding the last one, but I'm wondering if there's something beyond it. Because it looks like there's something up there on that hill. Okay. I think this is all part of the same. Because I'm not getting anything on my HUD about more goo. However, looking at it from up here might be a good thing too. That's going over toward the dam. Or what I would call a dam now. Come on, fly, fly, fly. And maybe I need to go back and make a bunch of water purifiers and try it that way. Make sure I'm not missing any. Well, there is a hallway going toward a door. All right. Oh, that's 2 doors. Tutor. Oh. Whoa. Holy buckets, would you look at this? That's going to require 3. Well, tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to fly back out of here and go get a couple more because I know, or I have a pretty good idea that we have some, so. And that'll probably be my last official act of the day. And we'll see what we come up with on Saturday morning. And I'm glad that Country Lady was here to see this. Because then, when we're playing on Saturday morning, she can go, well, you numpty, you showed that in your last stream. Let me take 3 just because. Don't want to take that. And you wouldn't believe it, but supposedly I've got 176 total views and 146 concurrent views. Have to say I'm pretty pleased with that. Hey, the lights are on. Excellent. So is that. I thought that was going up. We're going down. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow. Oh, looky there, would you? Well, there's nothing on there to read yet. It is said that they will come to save us, the superior beings who understand our faults and imperfection, capable of correcting what makes us slaves to our own biases, of saving those who err and calming those who seek to punish. We await their arrival, praying that they will free us from our self-imposed tyrannies. We place our destiny in your hands, almighty engravers. Wow. Well, that's a gold chest, but you can't get anything out of it. At some point, we're going to have to start throwing toxic goo off because I've only got so much inventory. Oh, and right there it is. Sort. Okay. Won't let me buy there. Well, that worked out. The flowers are much better than they were. Yeah, okay. That's the last oxygen capsule. Country lady, you missed it. A little bit, but yeah, I got down inside something we hadn't been in before. a few different things. Uh-oh, now we got to go downstairs again. Disappears at 500 MPU purification. I'll show you as I go back up because I can't go any farther that way, so. I went down an elevator to get into here and cleared all the goo here, and there was a open gold chest, but it's got nothing on the tablet there, so I'm sure it'll have something on it when the whole game comes along. Back up on the elevator. I went back and got more fusion cells and put fusion cells in that, and that opened all the doors and turned the lights on. I'm going to go down here and see what's going on this end, and then after that, we're going to be done. Oh, going up. Because I hate to say I could sit and play this game all day long, but life calls. I'm going to see if it will let me make a habitat. Yes, it will. Cranes, mushrooms, toxic spores. Yeah, this planet, from what I remember reading, is going to be a little bit bigger, if I remember that right, or I could be thinking about another game. Uh-oh, here comes stuff. Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Are these producing stuff, or can I even build here? No, I can't build any place up here. Maybe if I put it on top. I don't know if I can open the big gray container or not. I'll go back here in a second and look. Gonna take that just because I can break that down for other items if it comes to that. Nothing on that side. No, won't let me open a bit of it. It'll let me go in this one, but I got everything out of it. All right. What I'm going to do is go back to the main base and going to end it there. Maybe I am, maybe I ain't. That's where I came in at. And that looks like that would walk around the corner. Hello, Lord Fish. But it does not. Planet Crafter is going good. But alas, we're fixing to end. Because life marches on. Well, I didn't exactly craft the planet. I started from a save we already had, and this is just the beta. The new DLC, Toxicity, drops on the 17th of November. And I've got to get back. I almost flew by it. There's that. Let's do this just because. No worries, bad timing from me. What did you miss? Okay. Let's. Global purification is 72%. Toxic elements cleaned are 1,386 of 1,908. Toxic areas cleaned are 25 of 30. So we still got something to do come Saturday. Let's see. Tier 3 atmospheric purifier. Boy, we got a long way to go for some of those things to unlock at 500. Toxic area information rocket at 1.25 GPU. Tier 4 detox tree at 1,000. Huh. And our terraformation is. We've been more concerned with toxicity and removing the toxic items than terraformation. And when we start back, when the actual DLC drops, we're starting from 0, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Purification multiplier fuse. Toxic frog eggs. Woo! Purified water at 120 tons of animals, but we just got on insects. Boy, there's a lot of terraformation to go. That toxic element in this game really changes it. Alrighty then. That's kind of going to be where we're going to leave it. I am truly shocked and amazed that as many people are watching as they are. I'm seeing 138 right now and 179 total views. Lord Fish, it's always good to see you. That you popped in late or not doesn't matter. And I would, Shaman, your words touched me. Thank you. You did a good thing. You just probably don't realize it. And I would imagine you would say that I did a good thing being here streaming when I wasn't expecting to. Country lady, guess what we're doing Saturday morning? if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. I'll be in here shoveling all by myself. Darlene, it was very good to see you. It's good to talk to you. And for all the people on the Cow Raid and Miss Michelle, thank you. Thank you. Your support means a great deal to me. And I need to watch your couple of streams that you had that I just haven't slowed down long enough to do so. All right, that's where we're leaving it. You guys have a good one. See you.